Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be going over an ACT review for the October test in 2022. For number 1, we have that Sharon walked 1 2/3 miles on Wednesday and 2 3/5 miles on Thursday. What was the total distance in miles Shannon walked during those 2 days? So in order to find the total distance over the 2 days, all we have to do is add these two mixed numbers. So 1 2/3 plus 2 3/5. When we're adding mixed numbers, we're first going to add the whole numbers together. 1 plus 2 is 3. And then separately, we're going to add the fractions together. 2/3 plus 3/5. We need to change these two fractions so that they have the same denominator. The least common multiple between 3 and 5 is going to be 15. On the left, to get from 3 to 15, we have to multiply by 5. And what we do to the bottom, we also do to the top. 2 times 5 is 10. To get from 5 to 15, we have to multiply by 3. And what we do to the bottom, we also do to the top. 3 times 3 is going to be 9. And when we add these two fractions together, since we have the same denominator, it stays the same. And then we're going to add the numerators together. 10 plus 9 is 19. Now 19 goes into 15 one time, and then there will be a remainder of 4 out of 15. So this is what we're going to add to 3, 1 and 4 over 15. And once again, we can add the whole numbers together. 3 plus 1 is 4, and 4 over 15, which will be answer choice C. For number 2, we have 4 times x cubed times 3xy squared times 2xy squared. So what we're going to do first is multiply all the numbers together. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 2 is going to be 24. Next, with all of the x's, we're going to add the exponents together. 3 plus 1 is going to be x to the 5th power. And we're going to do the same with the y's. Here we have y squared and y squared. When we add those two exponents together, we're going to get y to the 4th. 24, x to the 5th, y to the 4th. It'll be J. Number 3. Mr. Wilk is a high school math teacher whose salary is $33,660 for this school year, which is 180 days. In Mr. Wilk's school district, substitute teachers are paid $85 per day. If Mr. Wilk takes a day off without pay and a substitute teacher is paid to teach his class, how much less does the school district pay in salary by paying a substitute instead of Mr. Wilk for that day? So the first step is to figure out how much Mr. Wilk makes each day. We know he earns $33,660. and he earns that for a total of 180 days. When we divide 33,660 by 180, we get that he makes 187 per day. We're going to subtract this by the amount that a substitute makes, which is 85, and we'll get that the difference is going to be $102, or answer choice C. Number 4, a student has earned the following scores on 4 100-point tests this marking period: 63, 72, 88, and 91. What score must the student earn on the 5th and final 100-point test of the marking period to earn an average test grade of 80 for the 5 tests? So what we have to do here is set up an equation where we're finding the average of the test scores. We know the first test score was 63, the second one was 72, the third was 88, the fourth was 91, and the fifth we don't know, we're trying to look for, so we're going to call it X. If we're finding the average of 5 numbers, we're going to divide the total here by 5, and the average we want to be equal to 80. Our first step is going to be to multiply by 5 on each side. On the left side, we'll have 63 plus 72 plus 88 plus 91 plus x equals 80 times 5, which is 400. Here the 5 on the bottom and the 5 on top get canceled. Next, we're going to add all of these numbers together. 63 plus 72 plus 88 plus 91 all adds up to 314 plus x equals 400. To get x by itself, we have to subtract by 314 on each side. And we'll get that x equals 86. So this means that this student has to get an 86 on their last test in order to have an average of 80% for exams. The oxygen saturation of a lake is found by dividing the amount of dissolved oxygen the lake water currently has per liter by the dissolved oxygen capacity per liter of the water, and then converting the number to a percent. If the lake currently has 6.4 milligrams of dissolved oxygen per liter of water and the dissolved oxygen capacity is 9.5 milligrams per liter, what is the oxygen saturation level of the lake to the nearest percent? So in the beginning, they tell us that the oxygen saturation of a lake is found by dividing the amount of dissolved oxygen. We found that there is 6.4 milligrams of dissolved oxygen per liter. We're going to divide this by the dissolved oxygen capacity per liter, which is going to be 9.5 milligrams. So when we divide 6.4 by 9.5, we're going to get 0.673, which is approximately 67%, which will be answer choice B. For number 6, it says a rectangular lot that measures 125 feet by 185 feet is completely fenced. What is the length in feet of the fence? What we have to do here is add each side of the rectangle. If we have 125, we know that the opposite end is going to be 125 as well, since it is a rectangle. If we have 185 in the bottom, we'll also have 185 on top. And all we have to do is add all of these numbers together. And then we're going to find the total fence needed. Or this can also be worded as the perimeter. So let's see, 125 plus 125 plus 185 plus 185 is 620 feet. If you learned something new in this video or genuinely enjoyed watching, please make sure to subscribe down below, and I'll see you in the next one.